An olive branch from environment groups has been cut down. The organisations protesting against Tasmania's forest industries in Japan had offered to suspend their action to allow peace talks to progress. In return, they wanted an immediate stop to logging in contentious areas. But Forestry Tasmania says that can't be done. Here's state political reporter Brad Markham.
It's an olive branch designed to save Tasmania's fragile forest peace talks.
For us to be told that for some reason we're not compromising is extraordinary.
Several environment groups which aren't signatories to the talks have offered to stop their market campaigns in Japan for 1 month. They've been targeting customers of Ta An and costing jobs.
It's a significant move for our organisations.
But there's a catch. The groups are demanding logging stops in the 572,000 hectares of native forests being considered for protection.
It is an absolute nonsense to continue logging the very forests that you're talking about protecting.
This is not an offer, it's blackmail, and what they're doing is they're holding out an olive branch with which they want the industry to whip itself into submission.
The environmental groups hoped the move would be enough to convince the Forest Industries Association to rejoin signatories at the negotiating table.
So there's a really urgent need for them to get back into those talks.
We need to see a formal response from Markets for Change for what they're actually proposing.
Forestry Tasmania has labelled the compromise unworkable. It says the 572,000 hectares of native forests contain almost half the wood needed to fill current contracts.
I think Forest Industries Association Tasmania has made their viewpoint pretty clear that these campaigns not just need to stop, but they need to go there and apologise for the campaigns that have been run.
Environment group Markets for Change says it will cease campaigning for a month if logging stops in all 572,000 hectares of forest in question. But Forestry Tasmania says the so-called olive branch is more like a twig, arguing it simply can't be done.
The proposed ceasefire comes after the Forest Industries Association said it wouldn't re-enter negotiations while campaigning by environment groups continues.
We will suspend our market action in Japan for the period of 1 month on the condition that logging is suspended within the entire 572,000 hectares.
Forestry Tasmania says if it's difficult to reschedule out of 430,000 hectares, the full amount is impossible without breaking contracts.
The 430,000 hectares contains something like 35% of the wood supply to our current customers, and the 568 I think contains almost 50% of the wood supply.
While Bob Gordon's not keen on this proposal, he would welcome the suspension of campaigning.
And I think it's a good sign that some of the more extreme groups are at least signalling that there's a need for compromise.
Peg Putt thinks her offer is more than fair.
If you are discussing potentially reserving them, then clearly you can't be logging them.
But the protest pause wouldn't extend to home soil.
We will be continuing to pursue our domestic campaigns to really raise awareness about the amazing values of these spectacular threatened forests.
Endless protesting on the fringes of this debate does not assist in the resolution of this issue.
Alex Johnston, Southern Cross News.